Good evening. A month ago, someone from Pakistan asked me for a live video, and I agreed, of course. He had unlimited number of vocabularies, but unfortunately, I couldn't catch any. And in fact, I wasn't impressed by all that pile of words. Because simply, his pronunciation was poor. And it is the nicest word that I can use to describe his pronunciation. And thank God the internet was unstable that day, so the call lasted for about 3 minutes. What I want to say is that no matter how perfect your grammar is and how many words you have, people can't understand you if your pronunciation is not clear. Your pronunciation is the first impression a person gets about your language when you speak. So today I'm going to provide you with some tips that can help you to improve your pronunciation. The first tip is learn like a child. What does that mean? I mean, don't ask for reasons and rules. A child learns a language by listening to people around him and imitating the way they speak without asking for reasons. Sometimes rules make you bemused. Consider this example, please. How can you pronounce this word? Excellent. It is house. Now, all you pronounced ow. That's right. What about this one? Good job. It is how. Now you think that you can come up with a rule that says OU and OW pronounced ow. What about this word? Now, as you can see, OU, OW here pronounced O, and this word is no. What is the reason behind that? There is no reason, unfortunately. You have to deal with the pronunciation of each word as a fact. Okay? This word pronounced house. The second one is how. The third one is no. Period. This method creates kind of conjecture to know the right pronunciation better than phonetic books. Because actually, these books provide you with many rules and many exceptions difficult to memorize. Moreover, not anyone can understand the language used in these books. The second tip is listen and repeat. It is the best method that you have to follow. Listening and repeating, I mean repeating immediately or directly after the process of listening, has many advantages. The first one is that it helps you to learn the realistic natural pronunciation. For example, if you check these two words in a dictionary, you're going to pronounce them like catch you, while the realistic pronunciation is catch you, as if you were sneezing. That is the difference between learning from phonetic books and learning from listening. The second advantage of listening and repeating is that it helps you to know how to pronounce vowels. But first of all, you have to decide which accent you want to learn. Is it British, or American? Because in some cases, the pronunciation of a vowel differs according to the accent you speak. For example, this word, according to the American accent, is can, while according to the British one is can. Another example is job, following the American accent, and job, following the British accent. In general, the pronunciation of vowels is unpredictable. Letter A can be pronounced A, like in late, and O, like in tall, A, like in angry, R, like in army. The third advantage of listening and repeating or imitating is that it enables you to exaggerate sounds to sound like a native speaker. For example, This word, when you check it in a dictionary, it is no, okay? But when you hear it from a native speaker, it's pronounced no or no, right? Which one is more realistic and more natural? It is the second and the third one, of course. The fourth and last advantage of this method is left for Victoria. She's an American accent trainer and of course a native speaker from the United States of America. Let's check it out.
Victoria Secretar, and I'm incredibly excited to meet you. Give you a tip on learning English and speaking it not only beautifully, but automatically and naturally. And what's more, it's a free tip that you never need to pay to do, and you'll be able to do it anytime. And that is listening and repeating, listening and repeating. I know, it sounds too simple. How could it work? But let me tell you something, it is extremely effective, and it will take you from where you are now to exactly where you want to be. Why? Because when you listen, you're training your ear. You'll be able to understand people. But when you repeat, your mouth memorizes the sounds and you get the muscle memory. And that way you're speaking automatically. It's more natural. Don't you want to speak fluently, naturally?
The third tip is find your own method. To learn anything in the world, there must be something common, a common tip or a common technique. But you have to create something specific, something for your own. Something benefits you and it might not be so good for anyone else. Something fits your own goals and your own abilities. For me, it is imitating. For someone else, it's creating his or her symbols that help to memorize sounds. For Lavine, a Brazilian English teacher, is something else. Let's figure it out.
Hello everyone. My name is Lavine and I'm a Brazilian English teacher. I have been studying and teaching English for over 5 years. In my first years studying English at college, I didn't have all of my lessons in English, so I had to study it all by myself. And the best method that worked out for me was to transcript the sounds of TV shows, of songs, of videos of Native American speakers, and transcript them into the phonemes and sounds of Portuguese language. So I would transcript them and then I would repeat after them, after the singers, after the actors in the TV shows, or even in those videos on YouTube. So that was the best method that worked out for me, not studying only grammar, but also pronunciation through listening and repetition.
The last tip is learn the meaning and the pronunciation simultaneously. Whenever you bump into a new word, learn the meaning and the pronunciation of this word at the same time. Now we have many apps that provide us with both. To conclude, phonetic books, can't make your pronunciation perfect. Only listening, repeating, imitating, and creating your own ways, your own methods can. As my colleague Victoria always says, you already sound amazing, and that's right. But for me, no one is perfect enough to stop learning. So please keep going and go the distance. Thank you for watching. See you.